this video, I'm going to talk about the upcoming election and how it could possibly affect the stock market. I'll also show you some historical data from past elections, as well as how the stock market has performed under a Republican president versus how it's performed under a Democratic president. And stick around until the end of the video, and I'm going to show you my plan for investing during these uncertain times. Hi, my name is Jeremy Zargami, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how the upcoming presidential election could affect the stock market going forward. If you haven't already, click that like button down below. It greatly helps out this video and allows for more people to see this great content. And please consider subscribing if the topics of investing in stocks, real estate, and personal finance interest you. And don't forget to get your 4 free stocks. 3 free stocks when you sign up with Webull and deposit $100 onto the platform, with 2 of those stocks valued between $8 and $1,600 each. And 1 free stock when you sign up with Robinhood. Links below in the description. Let's get into it. As you know, the US presidential election is coming up very quickly. This has caused many investors to start speculating about what would happen to the stock market if Donald Trump gets reelected or if Joe Biden gets elected. Some investors believe that Donald Trump is better for the stock market because of the tax breaks that he gives to big corporations and the looser regulations he has on businesses, while other investors think that Joe Biden would be better for the stock market because he's more likely to be looser with federal spending, which would help boost up the market. Some investors think that Joe Biden will also be more predictable with his actions, which the stock market tends to favor predictability. In order to keep this video as non-biased as possible, I'm going to stick to facts and historical data to show you what the likely outcome will be if Trump or Biden gets elected. The truth is that the analytics show that the election has a lot less to do with the performance of the stock market than you might think. Here's a graph put out by Forbes dating all the way back to 1926 that shows how the S&P 500 performed under each president. As you can see, no matter what president was in office, the stock market has always trended up over time. I heard someone say that the stock market is like a person walking up a mountain playing with a yo-yo. In the short term, the stock goes up and down a lot like the yo-yo, which can put you on an emotional roller coaster if you only focus on that. What's better to focus on is the person constantly climbing up the mountain, so don't focus on the daily ups and downs of the market. Over the long term, you know that as long as you are investing in solid companies and index funds, your stocks will go higher and higher. Only 2 out of the last 13 presidents ended their term with the S&P lower than when they started. This should give you a lot of confidence if you are a long-term buy and hold type of investor. Historically, volatility in the stock market is elevated in the months leading up to an election. For investors, it's important to put your personal feelings about politics aside and objectively assess the situation and what it might mean for your personal finances. If you can handle the ups and downs that we know are coming in the short term, and you can mentally and emotionally weather the storm that's ahead, then I think you'll come out on the other side way ahead in your investments. Understand that volatility doesn't mean it's risky to be investing in stocks. It just means that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. But just like the person climbing up the mountain, if you keep the big picture in mind, you'll see your investments grow, even through this season in the market. I know some of you are like, Jeremy, I hear what you're saying, but I think the stock market has done better under my political party than the opposing political party. Let's explore that for a second. Here's another graph from Forbes that shows an annualized percentage return and a total percentage return from each president's 4-year terms dating back to 1929. As you can see, the stock market has done exceptionally better when a Democratic president has been in office as opposed to a Republican president, with an annualized return of 10.83% for a Democratic president versus a 1.71% annualized return for a Republican president, and a total 4-year term return of 57.44% for a Democratic president versus a total 4-year term return of 16.61% for a Republican president. The article goes on to say that although the stock market has performed better when a Democrat held the presidency, there's no conclusive evidence that the president's party has a statistically significant impact on stock market returns. The article goes on to say that this makes sense because there's so many different factors that play into stock market returns, such as valuations, corporate profits, business cycles, monetary policy, etc. In addition, the increasingly global economy, which the article states the S&P 500 generates 50% of its revenue outside the United States, makes the actions of a single government less important. The article concludes by saying as the election heats up, the average investor should think twice about making adjustments to his or her portfolio purely based on election results. Instead, focus on things you can control, like your savings rate, investment costs, and taxes. One key takeaway that I got after reading this article was don't try to time the market. If you think that the market will tank if one side gets elected and skyrocket if another side gets elected, and you're making changes to your portfolio based on that, you are playing roulette with your investments. There's no guarantee that the market will go up or down based on who gets elected. So why would you make drastic changes based on something that might not happen? I'm going to stick to my investment strategy no matter who gets elected. If you guys have a similar mindset as I do, then you can follow my investment strategy as well. So be sure to subscribe and and click that notification bell so you can follow me along on this channel. I always see volatility as a great buying opportunity and not a time to panic and sell. If you're a long-term investor, this will help you stay even keel no matter how crazy the market gets. Make sure that the money you invest with is money that you're okay with not needing for at least 1 year. Ideally, you don't want to touch this money for 30 years, but at least 1 year. Next, be patient. If you see a stock that you like, but it's up 5% that day, wait for a small dip before you buy it. Whenever I'm in stock buying mode, I always open up my Robinhood app and hope to see red. When the stock is down on the day, I know I'm buying the dip. Even if it's a very slight dip, that's okay. Another important strategy to use is something called dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is very important, especially when the markets are volatile. For example, if you have $1,000 to invest, don't invest that $1,000 all at once. When the stock you want to buy has a red day and dips, just buy $100 worth. Then wait till the next red day and then buy another $100 worth, and so on until you've spent the $1,000. That way, if a stock is trending down, you can buy it at multiple points on the way down. This helps increase your returns over time as the stock climbs back up. Now I want to hear what you guys think. What are your thoughts on what the stock market's going to do after the election? Will there be a massive correction? Will it stay stagnant? Or will it skyrocket? And what's your investment strategy going into this next year? Let me know in the comments. I hope you got value from this video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It greatly helps out this channel. Comment down below with any questions or feedback. I would love to hear from you all. And be sure to follow me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily. And don't forget your 4 free stocks using the links down below. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.